Hello. This is the Top 20% podcast. This is episode 11. Let's just get it started. Hello, everyone. This is Ian Agard. I'm your host of the Top 20% podcast. This is episode 11. I'm glad you're listening. I'm glad you're here. Thank you for investing your time. I hope to give you some value today on this episode. So this episode is very interesting because it's something that I think I've thought about a lot as a sales rep. And maybe you thought about it too. And I think a lot of times when we want to improve ourselves or just have reflection of ourselves, we always start questions like, what can I do? Or how can I do this? Or how can I get better? Or what can I do to improve my sales? Or what can I do to get more deals or more ops or whatever that metric you want to improve upon? We usually start with the word like what or how or why. Why am I doing this? But I want to challenge you to start with a different question. And these questions are questions that are for long-term thinking, but fast success, fast growth, and it's all about compressing time in your success. And there's three questions I want you to challenge you to ask yourself on a daily basis, weekly basis, or monthly basis. So the first question is, ask yourself, who can help me? Say you're struggling making more dials or getting more demos or getting more deals or getting more opportunities, whatever it may be. Instead of saying, what can I do? Ask yourself the question, who can help me with this? Who can help me make more dials? Another question I want to ask you should ask yourself is, who can I model? There's a big kind of movement about modeling success. I know if those who are into Tony Robbins, he talks about that best, that the fastest way to success is just find somebody, model them, and then that's how you get success. I know there's a billionaire, Canadian billionaire named Michael Lee Chin, and he talks about how he became successful in his financial business. He basically found somebody who had the recipe success and then didn't change the recipe. He's copied that recipe. And I think success is the same way. It's like baking a cake. If you know the ingredients that involve, the steps involved, just find somebody who knows that ingredients and just copy them. So a good question to ask yourself is, who can I model? And the last question you should maybe ask yourself is, who do I need to hire? I mean, I think sometimes as sales reps, we always think that, we have all the answers, but sometimes we don't. And maybe sometimes we have to go outside ourselves to get some help. I'll give you an example. For myself personally, I'm working with a performance coach. And she's really helping me to ask deeper questions about myself and have a different perspective of how I approach my career, my sales career. And that's who I'm working with. That's who I'm using to hire. And I know she's really giving me an insights that I wouldn't have on my own. And it's really helping me to carve out a vision for where I want to go and a roadmap to get there. Another thing I want to challenge you is, which I think is really a game changer, that all successful people do, not just people in sales should be doing, is modeling people. I want to challenge you, and this is something I'm doing myself too. Over the next 30 days, next 30 days or so, I want to challenge you to find somebody, a top performing sales rep in your company or in your organization, or anybody you might know, have reached to. Reach out to that person. Sit down with them for lunch, buy them lunch or buy them coffee, and be honest and say, hey, you know what? I respect what you're doing. I see you're crushing it. I want to know, what are the things that you're doing to make you successful? And sit there with a pen and paper and write it down. I guarantee you they'll be honored, impressed, and want to share their success with you because they feel like, wow, they can be of value to people. And I think at the end of the day, we all want to be admired and be of value to somebody. So that's it. I think those are the three questions I think we can ask ourselves to speed up our success, compress the time of the gap of learning, and be able to crush it in the high growth that we want to have in our careers. So I'll just remind you again, it's who can help me? Again, second is, who can I model? And lastly is, who do I need to hire? That's it. I'm your host, Ian Agard. This is the Top 10% Podcast, episode 11. I hope it's of value to you. If it was, please email me, leave me a comment. Is it positive or negative, whatever it may be? If it's a topic you want me to talk about, email me. I'm always open to get guests on my show too. So if you want to be a guest on my show, look in the show notes. There's a contact information where you can get hold of me. So glad to have you on the show. Take care. Peace. We'll see you next week.